So we're now moving on to the suit of cups in the major arcana, and cups are associated with the element of water. They primarily deal with emotions, relationships and psychic connection or intuition. They explore themes of love, connection, psychic awareness and potential, as well as the overall emotional experience and the subconscious mind. They also come up to talk about emotional healing. So starting with the Ace of Cups, this card, as you know by now, aces will often represent new beginnings. So this card would deal with new beginnings, particularly in emotional situations, new relationships and spiritual awakening.
Okay, so let's look at the symbolism on the Ace of Cups. So the central image is a single cup or a chalice. It's overflowing with water. And the overflowing water symbolises abundance, emotional nourishment and the boundless flow of love and positive emotions. It represents an open heart and the free expression of feelings. Coming from the cup, there are actually 5 streams of water, and they represent the 5 senses and the flow of emotions into the external world. This suggests the integration of emotional and spiritual experiences with the physical world, highlighting how inner feelings manifest in our everyday lives. Here you can see there's a hand that's emerging from the cloud, holding the cup, and this symbolises a divine offering or a gift from the universe. So this imagery signifies a spiritual or divine gift, an invitation to accept and embrace a new emotional experiences and the potential for spiritual awakening. So there's a dove here holding a wafer, and it represents peace, purity and the Holy Spirit in Christian symbolism, indicating divine love and grace, and the wafer signifies spiritual nourishment and sacredness. At the bottom of the card, the water at the bottom below the cup is seen as calm waters with lilies on top of the water, and the calm waters with the lilies can be seen to symbolise purity, peace and spiritual enlightenment. They suggest tranquility, purity of heart and the blossoming of spiritual and emotional understanding.
So now let's look at how the Ace of Cups, or why the Ace of Cups might show up in a reading. So being an ace, this card is going to be talking about new beginnings, and particularly in the realm of emotion, relationships, connection, healing and or even spiritual awakening. The picture in the card shows the overflowing of emotional fulfillment. So it means that if you see this card in a reading, then you could be looking forward to an abundance of positive emotional experience, such as happiness, contentment, joy and love. It's a card that encourages us to embrace new relationships, but it also can be indicating that a new beginning could be taking place in an existing relationship, where it could just be like the rekindling of a connection, bringing it back to an emotionally fulfilling place. This card can indicate a time of profound emotional and spiritual healing and growth. So you may be at a time now where you're able to heal old emotional wounds that may have been keeping you back, that you're now able to heal, have forgiveness for and move on from. Examples of how it might show up would be that you might be about to meet somebody new, and it could be an exciting, new, emotionally fulfilling romantic connection. It could be that you you meet somebody from your past, an old friend, which was a really emotionally fulfilling time, but you lost contact, and they're now coming back into your life, and you're going to be able to reconnect and build back on that emotional experience that you had before. It could just be indicating that you're going into a phase of your life where you're going to be experiencing a lot of happy emotions, like very positive emotional time in your life, where there's going to be a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of love. So it's a card that really says, you know, that the next part of your life you can be really looking forward to. It can also indicate that you may now be deepening your connection to spirit, and that you're more aware of your intuition, and so it encourages you to listen to that and to trust that. And it also might indicate that it might be a good time to look into sort of spiritual practices or different spiritual healing modalities, because you're very open to that at this moment. It also talks about creativity and you being in your flow state. It talks about how now is a time where you are able to express yourself emotionally through creativity. So it could be suggestive of starting a new art project. It could mean that poetry or journaling is something that you might be interested in, or dance, just any kind of creative way that you can kind of heal through creativity emotionally, and express yourself emotionally through your creative endeavours. It also is very much a card of healing. It's showing you in a place where you've now been able to kind of let go of any resentment. You are, through your own emotional experiences, you are in a place where you're able to feel compassion and empathy for others. You have a deeper understanding of why things may have happened the way they did. And so it also is very much talking about your ability now to forgive and to let go and move on. So it really does indicate a time of healing and growth within you emotionally, but spiritually as well. It can suggest sometimes as well that you're now doing a lot of inner healing in a subconscious way. So to maybe take note of your dreams, maybe start meditation, and look out for any kind of synchronicity, because the universe is now talking to you, because you're very much in alignment with your emotional self, and so because you're in that place of emotional alignment, you're much more easily able to connect with the universe, and synchronicities, the way the universe talks to us, and you'll be able to pick up on that. Overall, it's showing that you are in a good emotional place in your life. You're very receptive to your own needs, but the needs of others. And your ability to express yourself creatively is really shining through right now as well. It can show you now finding yourself in a place where you're effortlessly entering into a flow state with creative projects, your daily tasks, and your own thoughts and feelings, and this is showing that it's the reason you're able to be here in this place is because you've kind of understood the emotional realm much easier now, so that your emotional intelligence is really shining through. You are able to understand and accept that emotions fluctuate naturally rather than kind of go in a straight line, and that understanding and that acceptance is shown through your emotional intelligence at this part of your life. And finally, it can indicate conception or pregnancy. So either yourself or somebody around you is pregnant or is going to be pregnant very soon. And I've often found with this card being cups that usually it does indicate a little girl rather than a little boy.